In Year 9, this week we're going to be focusing on time planning. Now, if you can cast your mind back when you made your pizza, we did a very simple time plan that obviously just involved one product. So what you're going to do now is you're going to need to have your recipes, including your methods, in front of you. If you haven't got those, two things. One, email me straight away. I'll have a look for one and I'll email it back to you. Or two, go and find your recipes. Either way, stop the tape now. So you should now have both recipes in front of you. And now what we're going to do is look at colour coding. When you're in this 2-hour practical doing your two products, you will find this time very, very stressful. So in my experience, what we've done is we've colour coded them, have one in red, have one in blue. Please do not use yellow. Yellow, when it comes to printing it off, doesn't show up on the printing out very well, and you'll be squinting to see it. Now, this will make your life so much more easier, all right, in the practical exam. This can get very stressful and very challenging as you're rushing around. So, next step, because you've got two products, you've got to learn that we will not, all right, just do one product at once. We won't, prepare our pizza in this case and our salad and then wash up and wipe down and then start making our cheesecake. All right, you will have to what we call dovetail the task together. That means slot the two products together and run them simultaneously. But we do this logically. So you can see I've got my pizza swirls. I put that into blue. All right, with my salad. So I've produced you this template. I'm going to save it as a PDF document on Show My Homework. I'm going to save it as a Word document on Show My Homework. All right. And if you have difficulty accessing it, you can just email me and I'll send it back to you via an email. And you can type in the body of the email. So all those people that have been maybe doing it on paper, if you want to, you can type this in the body of an email. So just send me an email if you want me to email it to you in the body of the email. So you can see I've got pizza swirls in one colour, blue, and my fruit cheesecake in another colour, red. All right, that's just to start us off. This annoys me. I'm just going to... Right, okay, so all I'm wanting, you've got your step and order. We're interested in the step column first. So what I'm going to do is just list minimum words, all right, just to get the main steps in place. So we've got make our bread, chop our vegetables, make our sauce, roll out the base. I'm even going to edit that and put roll out bread base, prep our toppings, add toppings, bake, prepare our salad, present our products. So there are a short number of words, all right, and then we'll go through. We've got our cheesecake. You're going to need to make your biscuits. So remember to get up to your high skills. All right, we need to make our bread. That's a high skill. To upskill our cheesecake, we would make our own biscuits. And then I've got make biscuits, your cheesecake topping. We're chilling it down so it can set. We're prepping our toppings. Maybe that's chopping your fruit, whipping your cream, decorating and presenting. So I've got all the main stages that are involved in making my two products. Then we're going to step back now and think about the order logically. Where would we go first? All right, what do you think? So I'm going to go with making my biscuits. The reason why I'm going with making my biscuits is because that is going to have to cool before I can put the cheesecake topping on. So I'm going to put my number one in there because that's the first thing I'm going to do. After that's been baking in the oven, I'm going to go on to put number two. I'm going to make my bread, knead it and prove it. I'm then going to need, and I might even insert a row here, take shortbread out of oven, because while I'm kneading my bread, I may well then go back and take that one out. I have to be, neat freak. So I've taken that one out, but can I make my cheesecake topping straight away? Would you advise that? Or do we need to let that cool a bit? Pardon me. Sorry, the clever ones amongst you will have noticed that should have been a 3. So I'm probably going to go and chop my vegetables, and I'm making my own homemade tomato sauce. Again, that upskills. And I might even put in there tomato. If I could type. So number 4, chop my veg. Number 5, make my tomato sauce. Okay. From here, I've got a decision to make. Do I want to roll out my bread base and get that baking in the oven, or do I want to go and make my cheesecake topping? The reality is sometimes the cheesecake takes a while to set, and you do need to be able to slice your cheesecake and be able to show a clear portion size. So for that basis, I'm going to go 6 and make my cheesecake topping, and I'm going to go 7, I'm going to chill my cheesecake down. So you can see how I'm moving around from each product. I've got my cheesecake chilling in the fridge, so now I'm going to go back and make my bread base, so roll it out. So that becomes number 8, that becomes number 9, that becomes number 10, that becomes number 11. Our next step, so I've got my pizza in the oven, I'm happy with that. Salad is going to become last. I want to do that at the last minute because I want it to look fresh. So next I'm going to go over, I'm going to prepare my toppings, I'm going to decorate it up, and then eventually I'm going to present. So I may go, well, now prepare my salad. All right, again, I've got to take out, so I need to remove. So add a row, remove pizza from oven. Okay, chances are, let's think, bake, chill, prep, decorate. That's probably going to become my 14. That can go up there. 15 here, and then these simultaneously. All right, 16, 17, right. So you've got all your order. How I've found in the past is that if people start planning the time plan in detail, they miss steps out. Then when they get into the actual practical, unfortunately, it gets very confusing because they haven't got all the method, and then it becomes very stressful. So this is the ploy, this is the way that I've found works really well. Save that because you're going to need to refer to it. Scrolling down, so let's have a look. We're now this week going to purely look at our order of work and our times. I only want these 2 columns filling in this week. Notice what I've done is I've put my pizza swirls and my pizza and salad and cheesecake at the top. I'd like those colour-coded above your time plan so that you can see them and it's easy for you to refer to. You can pan out if you want to. So, this first box here, we can do this between 8:30 to 9 o'clock. It does not count within your 2 hours of your timed practical. So we can do getting out all our equipment, putting our apron on, preparing ourselves, collecting all our equipment, putting on our oven. At this point where we're looking at our oven, we're going to think, what's the first product that's going in the oven? And if we look up to here, our first thing that's going in is our biscuits. So we need to make sure that the oven temperature links to our shortbread. So if I go and have a look, that's a gas mark 4. All right, and it's electric 180. So I am going to edit this now and put in 180 gas 4. You must list both gas and electric. All right, we don't know which one you're going to have. The examiner will mark you down if you only actually have one or the other. You need to have both. Again, within this half-hour time, you can do any greasing of cake tins and getting those ready. So notice what I've done. I've got my grease baking tray because, and I'm just going to pan out a little bit. Because my pizza's blue, I've kept that in blue. And then I've got my cheesecake, I've got that in red. Okay, we need to make sure we grease our tin beforehand. You're just then going to colour code each of your recipes. So now go and highlight your recipe. One in red, one in blue. And you're going to copy and paste across. So that's all you should be doing is copying and pasting across. Where possible, use a food processor. It will speed up the practical. It also helps you to get a higher grade because you're using a range of equipment. Food processor, so I'm popping in key language and vocabulary. So I'm using a food processor to prepare my shortbread. I've got keywords in like sieve. Okay, I've got breadcrumbs, another keyword. I've got here press flat. Okay, and then we've got bake. So these are key phrases. Try to use as much technical language as you can, all right, to up your grade. And again, I popped in, this is key, I popped in the times and I popped in the temperature. So I've got how long it's going to bake for, and I popped in what temperature. So from here, that starts at 9 o'clock. I would leave doing all your timings until the very end. Just concentrate on dovetailing your tasks. So imagine you've got your shortbread in the oven, that is baking. What was the next step? So what was my number 2 up here? My number 2 was, make my bread. So I'm going to go and make my bread. I've got my pizza recipe. You're either copying and pasting it in from Blue. So again, this is my pizza recipe coming in. Just going to shrink that up so you can see a bit more. Sieving my flour, technical language I don't want to see, put. Okay, I've got my measure, technical language, it might seem very simple. And then we've got need, all these words. And you can see again, we've got our timing in, how long we're going to do it. I've got my proving, I've got my technical language, and I've also told the examiner I know it needs to be doubled in size. Okay, so I've got all my steps in for my bread. Now, given that you've made your shortbread and given that you've made your bread, your workstation may well be a little bit untidy at this point. So it might be a good time to do a wash up and wipe down. And notice I've done that in black so you can see straight away. So next one, I may go back up here, have a look. What was my number 3? Take out shortbread. So I need to take my shortbread out. So I've even popped in here. I've told the examiner what I'm looking for. I want it to be a light golden colour. And notice what I've done. I've taken it out, but I know that my pizza, and that actually needs to be number 6, not number 5. My pizza needs to be at a hotter oven, and that's in blue. So I've taken my shortbread out, I put that to cool, and then I've turned up my oven so that it now goes, my neat freak nature, it now goes to the pizza temperature of 200, gas mark 6. So that's in blue. Moving on. Now I'm going to prepare my tomato sauce. So I've given, finely chopped, crushed the garlic, and you can see, right, gently simmer. Keywords are in there, so I've got simmer, boil, links to your cooking methods, links to your skills, crush, chop, I've even told them how, finely chop. So I've got my sauce simmering. I'm simmering my tomato sauce and I'm going to keep one eye on that, but now I'm going to move on and do my cheesecake topping. So I pop my cheesecake method in. I've got to the stage where I have mixed everything together and I've spread it over and I've chilled. So you can see I've done all my cheesecake. That's now gone in the fridge. And then my next step, now then, let's think, where did I say I was going to go next? So made my base, yes. Number 8, roll out my base. So then you'd actually start and pop in here. Make it in blue. So get that into blue. Roll out bread base to form a circle. Okay. Me, I like it all in bold. And you can move on and move on. We're now going to look at timings. So I've started at 9 o'clock. Remember, this part here is done before the 9 o'clock. This is when we actually start. How long? And then you've just got to logically think, how long will it take you to prepare your shortbread using a food processor to the point where it is flatten in the tin? And you might think, I could do that in 10 minutes. So you go 9, 10. Straight away though, if I'm putting my shortbread in at 9, 10 and I've got 15 minutes, what's the time I'm going to have to be checking it? So 9, 10 plus 15, all right, 9:25. So I'm going to put in there 9:25. So keeping it all. This is going to take, I've got 5 minutes kneading time and I've probably got 5 minutes mixing it together. We're not actually interested in double in size, so that's 9:10, probably 10 minutes, so therefore this one would be 9:20. You may find that as you go through this, you have to go back and change it. At the end of it, you need to allow 15 minutes to do with presenting. Presentation of your dishes is a large proportion of your marks, so please allow 15 minutes to faff around, as it were, and get them looking absolutely beautiful. Maybe take only 5 minutes for you to take it out of the oven, and therefore 9:30 you should be starting to make your tomato sauce. All right, so to recap, you're going to start by getting your recipes. You're going to colour code your recipes, one red, one blue. You're going to complete the table. You're going to have your main steps for each product. You're then going to think about logically the order, and you're going to have to dovetail logically. You can see I've not just gone one to the other. Sometimes, for instance, going down your bread, you've gone 8, 9, 10, 11 before you've gone over here for the 12. So order, reflect, think how it's going to work, and then you are going to copy and paste your method in. First box I will have done a little bit for you. I'll leave you question marks in for these. You're going to have to put your temperature in according to your first product that goes in the oven. Remember to use your technical language. Remember to include both gas and electric temperatures. Remember to include your times. And then once you've completed all the sequence for all your products, then you will go through and think about the timings. And you may well have to think, oh, if you're finishing, if you've got 2 products and you think you can get those done by, let's say, 10 past 10, I think you're dreaming. All right, and you're going to need to be able to go back, and you need to be able to go and look at your methods, look at your timings, and think about how long realistically is it going to take. And the golden rule is please allow 15 minutes to present your products. Any questions whatsoever, please send me an email. I will reply as soon as I can. This is a really important piece of work because it helps not only in your planning, you get counted twice for this, it's in your planning part, but it also will be a lifeline when you're in that practical for 2 hours in your year 9, 3 hours for your year 10. And it makes such a difference having a really good time plan. Build your confidence, which helps you to relax. And that's what I want. I want you to be relaxed. I want you to be happy. So any questions whatsoever, send me an email. And if you need a recipe, again, send me an email. All right. All the best. Good luck. And I do hope to see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.